Mrs. Hayes from Connecticut, for your line of questioning for 5 minutes.
Thank you. This hearing reflects a pattern by the Trump administration and Republicans to attack the regulatory and legal frameworks that protect the retirement benefits of workers. In America, you should be able to retire with dignity if you work hard and play by the rules. Preparing for retirement is incredibly important and often requires assistance from financial professionals. In April 2024, the Biden administration finalized a retirement security rule that would protect American workers and retirees by requiring financial advisors to act in the best interest of their clients. This rule would have addressed a deceitful practice in which a financial advisor could steer clients toward investments that were more lucrative for the advisor but not in the best interest of the clients. While most financial advisors are working in the best interests of their clients, this problem costs retirement plan participants as much as $17 billion a year. Unfortunately, the Trump administration and Republicans are working to rescind the retirement security rule. Last week, the Department of Labor withdrew its appeal defending the rule in court, paving the way for the administration to abandon the rule altogether. Mr. Rivera, can you explain how the actions by the Department of Labor to rescind the retirement security rule would impact workers and retirees?
Well, the retirement security rule is something that AARP certainly had supported. And I think the importance of fiduciary duties can't be overstated to protecting American retirees. So just as we're discussing here today, the American worker is really help them navigate their risk of choosing how their money is saved and invested. And so it is important for us to make sure that they have all of the tools and all of the protections necessary, given that we are operating in a system where individuals are taking on greater risk and greater responsibility for their own retirement.
Thank you. In your testimony, you also stated that, quote, Congress should not tinker with what the Supreme Court unanimously decided in Cunningham versus Cornell, which ensures that allegations of conflicted transactions receive judicial scrutiny rather than being dismissed on technicalities that deny workers their day in court. Can you tell us why any legislative attempt to overturn or narrow the holding announced in that case would directly undermine the core protections of ERISA and impose greater harm and risk to retirement beneficiaries? And what are some actions that Congress could take to ensure that the workers retire with their dignity and the benefits that they've earned?
Well, there's certainly a lot of room for improvement for the retirement savings of American people to be protected and to grow. The standard here that the Supreme Court announced is really important for American workers because it does make sure that, as we said earlier, these transactions are per se problematic. Those are the words that the unanimous court used in its opinion. These particular transactions present so much risk of harm to the individual savers that you generally can't do them. There may be certain exceptions under certain circumstances based largely on information that may be solely in the possession of the fiduciaries, but nevertheless, it's important to make sure that the retiree savings are as strongly protected as possible.
I think you said something very important, the individuals. And for so many people, it takes a lot of trust to hand over your retirement savings to someone, and you just operate with the assumption that they're working in good faith and in your best interests. And I think on this committee, we should be focused on protecting the American workers and retirees, ensuring that there's both transparency and accountability in the way these plans play out, because for the average person, they wouldn't have all of this fiduciary knowledge to understand the impact, the long-term impact of all of these things. And we actually have the ability on this committee to focus on protecting the retirees who literally have saved this money to secure a thriving retirement. With that, I yield back.
I thank the gentlelady for yielding, and now